Welcome to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Every week, you can have the conversations you've always wanted to have about the films you love.
Shut up!
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
Get rid of your distractions and prepare yourself.
Fold and lock your door. 5, 6, gonna crucifix.
You got a big surprise coming to you. You're not going anywhere.
Welcome everybody to the Cult Classic Horror Show. Danny Bonin here with you.
And Scotty Bonin here with you guys.
We are the Blood Brothers. And
the Rob.
Now, Rob, I just want to wish you a happy birthday to you. A happy birthday.
It's your birthday. Happy birthday.
Jesus. And if
Robbie,
if you like for your birthday, I could reach my wrinkly old saggy hand down the front of your pants, and I could dig through that thistle patch of a bush you have.
Jesus Christ!
And I could grab onto that little mushroom head that's hiding so deep down in the thicket.
In the thicket.
Did you ask for Judge to be here on your birthday, Rob?
Judd did not get an invitation to my birthday.
I didn't think he did, so I'm wondering why he's here. Judd, why are you here?
Well, I'll just show myself out the door then.
That's right.
You should. Are we gonna see you again at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Always crashing the CCH show.
Oh, no.
Happy birthday, Rob. How old are you? 33, right?
33.
All of us are 33. That's a lot of threes.
That is a lot of threes.
It's just, like 33 is just not like a fun number at all.
No.
It's just a very in between, like
34.
I don't know. 34 sounds better because you're on your way to like 35, I guess. But
okay.
Yeah.
A bunch of threes. Luckily, it's not a bunch of sixes, which we're on a 6 right now too. Leprechaun 6.
Oh,
God.
that was a bad transition.
Leprechaun. You know what? I
thought for my birthday that we would review Dances with Wolves. So
yeah, that's what you're saying.
I just didn't watch this movie.
No, we're not going to do Dances with Wolves. You know what? I don't know that I've ever seen Dances with Wolves.
Have you not seen Dances with Wolves?
I probably have, but I just don't really remember it.
Tatanka? Like
the toy trucks?
No, Tatanka. That's the word for buffalo when he makes friends with the Indians.
I'd like to Tatanka your mushroom tip.
No, Judd, you're not invited.
No.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I watched Last of the Mohicans, and I don't remember that well. And
Last of the Mohicans.
What?
I've never seen the Mohicans movie.
Well, Daniel Day-Lewis is a little bit more of an actor than Kevin Costner, so.
Daniel Day-Lewis is a hack.
You think everyone's a hack?
Oh, I just think Daniel Day-Lewis is a hack.
Oh, okay. And Tom Hardy.
He's good at hacking.
And Christian Bale.
I've turned around on Tom Hardy. Completely turned around. I watched that Mad Max movie, remember? And I think I even texted you.
He has like 4 lines.
It doesn't matter. It's so good.
It is good.
And what was the other Tom Hardy movie?
All of them.
No.
All of them.
Well, I haven't seen a lot of them. I do want to watch the UFC one.
Oh, God. Warrior is awesome. You got to watch Warrior.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but it's on my list. And, just a fucking shit. The bear attack movie.
Oh yeah, Revenant. Hello.
Yeah, that
You
loser
loved it, right?
DiCaprio in it.
Liked it.
I did like it. But like Tom Hardy sold me on it because you don't know it's Tom Hardy. It's
he's
like
so
it's
good.
incredible. It's awesome.
He's so good. He should have been
missing, half his head missing.
He should have been in Leprechaun Back to the Hood.
Yes.
Why wasn't Tom Hardy Batman instead of Christian Bale? He would have been a better Batman.
Yeah. Well, who would have been Bane then?
I like Christian Bale. All right, let's talk about Leprechaun here. Yeah.
Do we have to? It's my birthday.
Hey, I got a page and a half of notes.
I don't want to talk about this movie. How did you get a page and a half?
Don't even try me. I had to watch the movie, then I had to watch it again with commentary, then I had to watch a featurette. So
I'm sorry.
So don't. And I'll have you know there are 3 commentaries available on the disc set that I have, but I chose one of them. There's one with just the writer-director, one with the writer-director and Warwick.
Wow.
And then one with the writer-director and the director of photography. So I chose the one with the director and Warwick.
How was it?
It was good. Yeah.
Warwick just awesome.
Warwick's awesome. I do love him. I like him. I'm a fan now. I'm a new fan.
I do like him a lot, and he's very presentable. And he does. I mean, I watched that one commentary with him, and he was just freaking awesome. He was very, very knowledgeable, and he has fun with these films still.
Yeah, I'm a fan now. Leprechaun has made me a fan of Warwick Davis.
Back to the Hood. THA.
Back to the Hood. Yes.
That's 3.
Here we go. Yes, it's similar to In the Hood, but no awesome rap song, and so I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, we don't get Left in the Hood, Come to Do No Good, and all the characters that were in the Hood aren't even mentioned or in this at all.
No, it's just a whole nother Hood universe. It's not even the same.
Kind of like all of them are. All of them are that.
They're all just different. Totally different. They're just So,
which is okay.
Well, here we go. This set was built. It's this opening set. They're on a construction site for a supposed youth center, and it's the battle of God and the Devil, is what director Stephen. Fuck, do I say his name? Dryroom Louis.
Oh,
it's Iram Louis.
I did like the opening with like the little like drawings and everything, and they're telling you the story.
That's
I thought
the
that
first
was
opening.
I thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of reminded me of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, which stars Kevin Costner.
Or Lord of the Rings, which stars Viggo Mortensen.
Never seen Lord of the Rings.
Kind of has that.
Yeah, you have. Just don't even
that
start.
Storybook narration.
I don't even know who Viggo. Well, actually, no. I know who Viggo Mortensen is because of
TCM3.
No, damn it! What's the one where he plays the Russian?
Come
on, help me out here.
Fuck. I don't want to look it up. I don't want to look it up. Oh, Eastern Promises.
Eastern Promises.
I got it first.
Oh, I love that movie. I fucking love that movie.
That whole thing he does where he like takes his fingers like at his throat, and he's just.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
so
that movie is so good.
All I remember.
I'm adding that to my Amazon.
I just remember at some point they're in a steam room with towels.
Oh, the naked wiener flopping fight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the weird Russian dead. That's why your baby die.
I love History of Violence as well. That movie's great.
Yes.
Well, History of Violence. That's got William Hurt in it too.
He was also in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3.
That's right.
So let's not forget that.
Hidalgo.
Why are we even talking about Viggo Mortensen?
Eastern Violence.
He has nothing to do with Leprechaun. Right. Okay, let's keep going. Cool little opening that totally resets the whole lore of anything this Leprechaun has done so far. Just brings in a whole new story.
It's like the king. It's the king's gold that he was protecting, and then all the leprechauns went back to their home, but he's the only one that was left, and now he's roaming alone in the world, and he's the evil one.
Yes.
Yes, the evil leprechaun.
A new interesting story.
Well, anyways, the next scene after that is on a construction site of a youth center, and the director, Stephen did once the vision of God as the priest versus the devil, which is the Leprechaun, And so he's fighting him. He's got the clover holy water that he's splashing on him.
Yes. We get the clover back.
But this set was built on a parking lot in downtown LA, right next to the river. And those steel I-beams you see are actually made of wood. And so, yes, Warwick said he's trying not to bump into them and show how light they are.
Oh, God.
And, yeah.
They're steel.
Yes, exactly. And then when he gets sucked down into the ground, that was actually shot on a different night. Big to-do with a rubber bladder filled with dirt or below the dirt. They didn't really explain it, but the hands coming up were hands of a couple producers, a stunt coordinator, just, people they had to grab and use real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, the priest falls down, and we get just the best digital blood puddle you've ever seen.
Oh, my God, that's CGI.
I was wondering if that was CGI blood or not, because I was
really?
watching
You were wondering?
Well,
so
I was watching it. I had to rent it on YouTube because there's nowhere else to find it.
YouTube?
Yeah, you can rent on YouTube now. But
well, where did you watch it, Scotty?
I watched this on demand, Xfinity.
Oh, it was free?
It was $3.99.
Oh, okay. All right. Don't you have Xfinity, Rob?
Yeah, but I don't have on demand.
What? I thought it just comes with.
Well, no, I just have the interwebs. I don't.
Oh, you don't have cable.
I don't do the TV. There's nothing there for me.
Okay.
But but YouTube, I forgot when I rented it. But YouTube, if you rent it, you can't just open up your app on your TV and watch it.
Oh.
So I had to cast it from my laptop to my TV.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, is that blood fake, or is you know what I mean, or is there just something up with the picture quality?
It was it looked metallic. It was like this metallic blood that was pooling.
You have to imagine that fake blood's cheaper than CGI.
You would think so.
Just pour some fake blood on the ground.
I don't know. Then it wouldn't have that.
Too.
I don't know. Who knows?
And it was weird when the preacher first sees the leprechaun from afar. He looks all blurry, like it was shot separately. I don't know. And
there are some really awful cuts in this to where people step out of the car and their hair's completely different. There's just some really bad cuts in this.
Yeah,
there's a couple times. I didn't really notice them on the first watch, but then during the commentary, they even point out once or twice where the continuity is a little messed up. So, so anyways, then we obviously get introduced to all these characters, and you have, I guess that guy is a rapper, Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, Sticky Fingers.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies, like Flight of the Phoenix and Next Friday.
He's the one. So there's the car full of gangsters that drives up, and he's not the driver, but he's like the henchman, like the right-hand man of the gang leader.
Bald guy.
Yeah.
He has a lazy eye, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got a weird scar or something going on.
Well, the main guy has the scars on his face, the gang leader guy.
Oh, I thought who we were talking about was the guy Washington or Wash or whatever his name is.
No, I don't know what this guy's name is in the movie. Do you have IMDb pulled up? What's his henchman's name?
Yeah, the henchman's
Sticky Fingers
name is
Fingers.
Oh yeah. The guy with the scar on his face. Sorry, but I was looking up Sticky Fingers. He was in the rap group Onyx.
Oh, yeah. He got his name
This was his big breakout role.
Yeah. He got his name for fingering a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Yes.
That's how you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's very close with Method Man and Redman, I guess, too. I don't know if he was with Wu-Tang Clan, but I don't. Maybe he appeared on a couple other albums. But yeah, the guy with the scar, his name is Watson and Sheikh Mahmoud Bey.
Watson. I don't know.
Watson.
Sticky Fingers was Cedric.
Yeah, that's right. Cedric.
This is Stephen Irum Louis' first film he ever directed.
Wow.
Yeah. Shot in 3 weeks. Short shoot, 3 weeks. Low budget. Trying to pinch pennies everywhere. Apparently, gold coins are hard to to come by. Prop gold coins. So you can tell some of them are almost silver and look like paint's coming off of them or something.
Did we lose Danny?
No, Danny? Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you.
I got you now.
What happened?
There was just like a
just
brief
lost
pause.
Oh, it's the universe is trying to suck me in.
Yep.
To a black hole.
Suck you in. It was
this is the only Leprechaun movie where you see his feet.
It is.
That's right.
I feel like I'm the psychic in Poltergeist. Yeah, I'm fading in and out.
Yeah,
which we do have to cover.
There was we were talking about doing that next, but I was with Danny. We didn't.
I will say that next we have to do a one-off because we're having a guest on the show who I mentioned earlier in a few episodes ago that is, touted to possibly, she's trying to be like the next Elvira, and has some ties to some low-budget films and things, and so we're going to have her on as a guest and asked her what movie she wanted to cover, so we don't vary from our format, because it's not like she's a celebrity where we can base the whole episode on just interviewing her. I think she can just join in and people can get to know her. And so we were just saying, like, hey, what do you want to cover? And she wants to cover Freaked, which is, God, I have to look it up.
Freaked?
Yeah, who the fuck is in that? It's more of like it's like a comedy horror. Yeah, look it up real quick. Let me know who's in it.
But I want to cover Poltergeist.
Well, this is just a one-off, and then we'll move on to maybe we should do Poltergeist.
Oh, but I want to cover Poltergeist, and it's my birthday.
Right now you
I really want to cover Poltergeist.
Right now you do.
There are so many things that I want to cover right now besides this.
How many Poltergeists are there? There's at least 2.
3.
I think there's 3 at least.
There's 3. There's
not.
Well, let's.
Yeah, there's 1 and 2 which have the family, and then the third one just has Carol Ann.
Okay.
Freak 1993. It features Mr. T.
Okay.
Comedy sci-fi.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Brooke Shields, Mr. T, Randy Quaid.
Ooh, Randy Quaid. Sattler. That's the one.
Yeah,
Alex Winter's in it.
Ooh, that's right. Know. Alex Winter is in it. Yeah.
Alex Winter is like 80s royalty. So
it's more of a comedy. It says the funniest film in years.
Yeah, it has some kind of mutant creatures in it though. So maybe that qualifies.
Oh yeah, it does. You're right. And there's some iconic ones that I see pictures of here.
Yeah.
A company that produces a toxic chemical tries to improve its image via popular spokesperson. Travels to South America to get a first-hand look at the chemical's effects and finds himself at a mutant freak farm.
There you go. That's what we'll be covering one-off after this series. So, all right, let's
get back into it.
Let's get back into it here. So, I just got the notes here. We're still sort of early on in the movie. We've met the gang. We met the characters. We've met Rory, who is sort of like a bad boy, but he's not like involved really with the gang. He's just dealing drugs on the side here, and and he does the I called it a bat by, like a drive by, but a bat by. He like flips around and hits sticky fingers
with his sweet Kawasaki Ninja.
Yeah,
love that crotch rocket.
My ninjas.
Yeah, my ninjas. His sweet red and white bright colors on it.
They had to do that.
Yeah, with his like weird chrome Nazi helmet that he's wearing the whole time.
Yeah. And what's this? In the beginning of that scene, he's walking up, and there's just a rack of rims next to him. I don't even see an entrance to anything. It's just the side of the building.
They're just showing that they're in the hood, bro.
They're just 20.
You gotta have rims for your 6'4", dog.
They're just like on the street corner against the building. Rack of rims right there. Anyways, they had to do that scene multiple times, multiple takes. The director kept saying, get closer, get closer, get closer. Then the one they kept, which is in the movie, he's like, I thought he hit him for sure. I thought he hit him. But he didn't.
Oh, God. So they have to keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah. Shortly after that, there's the scene where you have our guy. Well, his name's Paige. What is it?
Jamie
in the movie. Yeah, he's sort of
he was the stoner of the group.
Yeah, comic relief, sort of messed up teeth,
Gets his shoes stolen.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, one shoe stolen, which sucks.
Yeah, you can't get your shoe stolen. It sucks.
So
Cedric and Watson stole his shoe.
Watson, good God. So he, that scene where he's sort of like asking her out on a date, he's like, "We go out Friday night?" And she's like, "Well, you don't have a car, you don't have blah, blah." I guess they were worried about the runtime of the movie, and so the director wrote that scene.
You know why?
Why?
Because she don't want no scrubs, because scrub is how they can't get no love from me.
Standing on the passenger side of
his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
Okay, got it.
Love it.
Did you just recite all of Scrubs?
Yeah, don't
go chasing waterfalls.
No, I'm saying I don't like the waterfalls. That song just makes me sad.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I did love the soundtrack to this. It opens up with some of the most just awful, I guess, like try to be R&B music of all time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that scene, what I was saying is that the runtime they're worried about. So he literally wrote it at lunch. They shot it at dinner, and it was a little ad in there. I don't think it really added much at all. I guess it built the relationship between him and what's her face.
Lisa was, and she was pretty. Too bad she didn't last too long. Her real name's Sherry Jackson.
No, they said that the director was saying that she's supposed to be this tough badass and the fighter of the group, and so you kill her off early, and it makes the audience feel like, oh, they're really screwed now. Well, I didn't really get that though.
I didn't get that either.
I think this director's trying to make himself sound a little bit more like visionary than he actually is.
Yeah, he sort of looked like he still lived in his mom's basement.
Yeah.
Has he done anything since this movie?
I don't know. Look him up. I'm not sure.
I guess I can look.
Yeah.
Hey, little dog.
Aram Louis.
Oh, the little one's in there.
Yeah, he's so little and so little.
He's
so handsome.
Give him some rat poison.
No.
No.
Leprechaun 2, The Sun Devil, and The Prince, My Girlfriend's Back. So he's done a few things.
Okay. Nothing
My
recognizable.
Girlfriend's Back?
My Girlfriend's Back. Is that like the song My Boyfriend's Back?
Return of the Sun Devil, The Sun Devil Princess.
Hey nah, my boyfriend's back. My boyfriend's back, and you're gonna be in trouble.
He hasn't done a lot.
I don't know that one as well.
No, I don't know it that well.
My boyfriend's back.
Said and you're gonna be in trouble. My boyfriend's back. I forgot how the rest.
Yeah, that's like a 50s song, right?
Hey, I don't know. Anyways.
God.
Okay, wrote the day 19 cut. Okay, they did have an opening scene with the leprechaun emerging from a tree, much like, what was that, part 2?
Mm-hmm. There was a lot of references to the old movies in this.
Yeah, but they cut it out. He said that they were just under budget. They filmed the scene, and it just looked super cheesy once they went to, because they just didn't have the budget for the right kind of effects, and so they ended up cutting it. He said they cut like 20 minutes of this movie.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know. Sure.
It felt like they added an hour to it.
Yeah.
I was like at an hour 03, and I thought it was over when he's like riding underneath the car, and he comes up. I'm like, oh, this is where the big Nope. There's still 30 minutes left of this movie.
That happens a lot for some of these rough to watch movies where I'm like, I just have sworn it's been like hour 20, and I look and it's only been like 45 minutes. I'm like, Jesus, what's going on here? Rob's sending pictures of his dog.
Yeah, see what I have to deal with? He claws at me.
Let me take a look here.
Yeah, this movie lasts.
Oh, you know what? He doesn't look that little.
Well, he's little compared to. This isn't Chief. This is Little Dog.
Yeah, Little Dog looks. No, Little Dog looks fine.
I like Little Dog.
He's not like a. I don't know what he is.
No, if you had like
Durham DVD case in the background.
That's a VHS case. That's not a VHS. That's a straight up VHS.
Is that lube and is that lotion and Kleenex in the background on the right behind the mouse there?
I keep lotion and Kleenex everywhere.
You never know when you need to rub one out.
Oh yeah,
he's very difficult.
He wants that attention right now.
I was thinking like Chihuahua or like
oh god,
like,
no, I'm
like
not
Pomeranian, like Pomeranian
Shih Tzu.
or Shih Tzu or Shar-Pei. Like those all deserve to die.
He's some kind of a terrier.
Yeah, he looks like a terrier mix.
Yeah, he looks all right. I wouldn't kill him.
He's a cutie.
I wouldn't kill any dog.
Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. No one can see what we're talking about right now. Too bad for you guys. I'm sorry.
He's just such a handsome man. Yes. He's daddy's prince. He's just daddy's prince.
Well,
you guys.
Well, thank you.
We're done with that. Go.
Notice all the like early 2000s like prep wear or like gangster wear. Like there's Mecca, whatever.
Mecca.
But I've never. They were wearing.
I thought he was wearing like South Pole or something.
Well, he was wearing South Pole. And they had Dada on.
Yeah, Dada, but one of the brands was 57 Fake. I've never even heard of that.
No, it almost looked like Dada sponsored this fucking movie. There's like 3 different shots.
And then you saw the old Nike ripoff brand, basketball brand, a couple times. I forgot what the fucking name of it was, but yeah, these old brands.
You should have seen Scotty in all these things in high school.
Oh yeah.
Were you rocking? Oh,
Scotty was in his Scotty was in his double XL Anise shirt with his
Sean John
with his Timberlands on and his.
I never had Timberlands. I had lugs.
Lugs with his lugs on and his.
Yeah, that was like a 2 year.
His Hilfiger jeans.
You wore Echo.
I owned one single long sleeve Echo shirt that was way too big for me. I never wore that much.
I never wore Echo or any of that stuff.
Yeah, we know, Rob. We know that you were sitting there in your like 85 lifted Chevy with a tattoo on your arm and a light bar above it. And
never drove Chevrolet.
And you always had just original Budweiser with you.
I did always have. I never did Bud Light.
End one was the brand I was looking for.
Yeah.
Oh, the Walmart Nike.
Yeah, exactly.
And you always had a hat on, and you probably always have a knife in your pocket.
I quit carrying the knife in my pocket because it gets cumbersome. But yes, I always have a hat on. I'm wearing a hat right now.
Swiss Army knife.
I'm indoors and I'm still wearing a hat.
No, it's not a Swiss Army knife. It's like
just a knife.
It's like a flip out pocket knife that has a clip on it that you clip on the inside of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, all those are true.
And then once you get older, that switches to like a Leatherman when you get older.
But the Leatherman's on your belt, and then you have your cell phone. You have your cell phone on your belt too.
I'm about to say, am I getting to the age to where I need to start putting my cell phone in a clip on my belt? Have I gotten there yet?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I sure hope not.
Oh my God! So then you get the Dare reference here. You see Jamie in his room with his bag of weed, which this bag of weed was completely seasonings from.
It looked like green sawdust.
Yeah, it was like oregano. It was complete like oregano. That they just bought tons of oregano and put it in Ziploc baggies.
Yeah,
and you see the Dare sticker in the background. That was a.
I didn't even catch that
spoof there. Didn't
even catch it.
Keep kids off drugs.
If you guys notice in this one, the Leprechaun Warwick gets there's tons more physical action. He's either throwing around or he's doing the throwing around, and there's punching. There's none of this cheesy, psychic, not psychic, but telekinesis like there was in the other ones, where he's doing shit with his mind. It's all physical in this one, and the director.
Yeah, you don't have him like throwing people or like making holes through people's chests and stuff.
Well, and the director made a conscious decision and even told Warwick that before when he was hiring him. He's like, look, this is going to be a lot more physical. You're going to get bruised up a little bit, and we're changing a couple things about the look too. So the costume is different. It's almost like a pirate-looking jacket. It's very much darker. Very. They wanted to make him look older, like a creature of old, like very much demonic.
I did like the costume in this one.
Yeah, and they put
better too.
They made his makeup a little bit darker, and Warwick said the only thing that he was concerned about, because he had to do sort of he called the director back and was like, look, you can fuck with the costume, but he does not want the shoes fucked with. He said he does not feel like the leprechaun unless he's in those shoes.
Oh, with the heels on him in the belt clip buckle thing.
His pilgrim shoes.
Pilgrim shoes, yeah.
Oh! I mean, he has a vision.
Shit!
Oh, speaking of fucking buckles and visions.
God, I just had a vision.
Oh.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Fuck.
Mother of Mary and
That
Joseph.
means it's time for the horror halftime. All right.
Yeah. Beans?
All right. Only a couple of participants. I mean, so little, in fact, that I can just thank Oliver and Aaron and David for participating. Oh, and Teddy for participating.
Yeah.
You guys have... actually, Oliver, sorry, yours was last week, not this week. You had the lightsaber one from space. So it was 2 weeks ago. Shit.
We had David Martin in there, too.
Yeah, so thank you guys. You guys have all won already this year, and we'll probably renew that, sooner than a year from now. But, so no horror freak of the week this week as far as winners go.
I love Aaron Garcia's, by the way.
I do love Aaron Garcia's. So
it was very good.
We're all just sitting. Very good. Very good.
Rob's playing Fortnite, drinking a Mountain Dew.
Danny and I are, and that's actually
Faygo, not Mountain Dew. Moon
He accuses me of Faygo drink, and everybody knows the only Faygo that I drink is the blue razzleberry.
Oh yeah, which it's there. It's in the picture, but you're not drinking it.
Yeah, it's there. I've never even tried Faygo or really even heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. It's like you can get like a gallon of it for like 39 cents.
Is that like Fanta?
It's the hood Fanta.
Is that like only in the like southern east part of the states?
I don't know if Colorado is is cool enough to have Faygo.
I don't think it is.
PC. That's so fucking funny.
I don't think it is. So, well, yeah. Thank you guys for participating. I know maybe we're losing some people here because we're deep into the Leprechaun series and we're almost done, and people are just about ready to shoot themselves. So
get this done with, please.
I don't know what's going on with that. So thank you guys for participating. Submit your memes having to do with Leprechaun 2 next week. It's Leprechaun 2. Leprechaun Back to the Hood next week.
Technically 6th installment.
Yes, and then you can become Horror Freak of the Week and win some awesome shit. First off, if you've never won, we'll just send you a free CCH Podcast Tri-Blend t-shirt that is very comfortable.
Word.
That'd be soft.
So, yes, that concludes the Horror Halftime.
Yes. Damn it, dog.
Anyways.
So I think that totally switches roles. Like, I think the girl that plays Emily, is kind of more of the workhorse in this, and Lisa's kind of like, she was kind of the weak one,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess she lasted longer. I don't think she was.
Tangy Miller.
Not that she has to be super pretty, but she wasn't that pretty.
Yeah, they didn't really have any necessarily like lookers.
Yeah, no, they really didn't. Like no one was.
Even the girl that was supposed to be all sexy and hot on Rory's crotch rocket was not that great.
Yeah, and what was?
she looked good when she put the gold tooth in.
Yeah. Speaking of that gold tooth, she had it in, and then the next scene it wasn't in.
Yeah, I don't know. Are those removable? Can you just take the caps on and off?
No, you cannot.
No, not if they're capped.
Because I noticed that. I was like, oh, it must be removable, and then she didn't have it on. But then, why would he rip her jaw off just to get the gold out? But I guess he was. Yeah, you know what?
He wanted to just rip her face off.
You just got to let this one slide, man. We can't try to. We can't try to find right or reasoning in the Leprechaun.
Well, I'm gonna step back and say that I had this been put together a little bit differently, maybe not in the hood per se. I think this had some elements that could have made it like the best Leprechaun ever, because there was 2 or 3 just parts where the Leprechaun was so evil and like sinister, and that's what I want to see, you know.
I loved Lisa's death.
Yeah, Lisa's death is the main part. Like this whole movie, and it's all surrounded by cheesiness and whatever. If they just made a movie with everything themed and the feel and the vibe of Lisa's death, then this would have been a fucking awesome movie. He just like tears whatever, you don't even see it, plunges his hand into her stomach, tears her guts out, and blood splatters up on her face, and he just sits there and like smirks and watches her die.
Yeah, and there's even like menacing like sounds behind it when it's happening, and then blood all over the floor. Yeah. It's like it's one of the best deaths I've seen in the whole series.
Yeah, this one had some really good. There was some really good brutal stuff in this, and there was some good comedy mixed up. But it's like the editing, it just was damn. I mean, it was so all over the place.
Yeah,
it was really poorly made. I mean,
it's like
it's really bad.
It's like they put a lot of money into only certain things, like Lisa's death and maybe
CGI blood. Yeah. What the fuck?
Ripping the cop's leg off. That was kind of cool. But other than that,
that was good.
You could tell where they didn't go full force on some of the effects, but as opposed to some of the other ones.
So, anyways, they used herbal tobacco for all this weed smoking, and the guy playing Jamie wasn't a smoker at all. In fact, is allergic to normal tobacco, so I had to use this herbal tobacco. And Warwick doesn't smoke anything or really support it, and so he was having to take big rips of this herbal tobacco out of these bongs. And
it's big bongs. Yeah.
What's sort of funny is Warwick says he never even. When he saw the bongs, he had no idea what they were. He said, honest to God, he never even did not know what a bong was or had seen one.
Kidding me?
Don't
this
lie.
This is 2003.
That's what he said. That's what the man said.
Oh my God, that is hilarious.
He probably lives like I just picture him living in the Shire in Europe.
Oh, you know? God.
Yeah, in London or UK, they probably don't
have a little hobbit hole where they live in a village where, like, I've never been to Europe or even rural Europe at all. And so I just picture like villages where there's still a barter system, and I don't know what goes on over there. I don't know if
there's most definitely still barter system.
I don't know if Jonathan Brindle has to like, trade shoe cobbler services to get his bread and meat. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that far.
No, I think you're right on the money.
Our UK fans, I mean, let us know.
Yeah.
We need to know.
I was in London for 9 hours, and it was pretty cool, but I couldn't really get enough feel to if that's how it was.
Oh, okay. I mean,
why were you only in London for 9 hours?
Because I had a 10-hour layover in London for when we went to South Africa.
South Africa.
South Africa.
And we went and took the tube, that's what they call it, into the city.
Flip the tube. Have you watched Four Christmases yet, Rob?
No, I'm still not watching.
Okay, just wondering. You'll know what we're talking about.
Cool.
It's not the season for Four Christmases.
I know, but you still got to watch it.
Next year.
Did you see Charlton Copley in South Africa? Isn't he just everywhere? Is he there?
Yeah, isn't he like the grand ambassador of South Africa?
Doesn't he welcome everyone as they get off their plane?
He was my safari guide.
Oh,
yeah, he was great. You can take the water.
I'm telling you,
Copley can do no wrong.
I'm telling you right now, like as a emerging filmmaker and Rob as a screenwriter,
We need to write and do everything to try to get Charlize.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't even care about getting anyone else in a film right now. Like I don't even care. I just want to do a film someday with Charlton Copley.
Just because he's so awesome.
And if you guys don't know who he is, he's the main guy in District 9. I mean, he's in Hardcore Henry. He's in what's the one? The Open Grave.
Open Grave. He's in Elysium.
He is in Elysium?
Yeah, he plays the bad guy. He plays the big jacked up guy that like beats the shit out of Matt Damon.
Okay.
Plays like the king of Maleficent or the Huntsman or whatever.
He's so fucking good.
Dude, and the best part with him is he never knocks off the South African accent. He just,
Yeah. Anyways.
He's just all that, and the South African accent's a very badass accent.
London.
Yeah. Herbal tobacco. Let's see. Drugs. The drug deal scene, sort of towards the beginning, where they're on the basketball court or whatever, and that like I don't even know Jewish looking guy comes up.
Yep.
And
the only white guy.
Yeah, only white guy. That was actually filmed in South Central LA in the hood. And once again, we heard stories about this on the last episode for In the Hood. I think that night they were doing some shots. I think they did the shots of the whole, and we'll get there, but the whole thing where the gang meets up and he pulls up in the cop car and drops the leg out the door and all that shit. I think they were filming that, and they had like a SUV with 4 Bloods in it come up and just come on set and watch over the monitor and shit, and they didn't do anything. And the director,
they gotta feel cool and be on the set.
I guess so. They were happy. They were excited. It was a Leprechaun film.
So that's after that moment is when Emily walks away from Rory because he's doing all these drug deals, and then she falls down that hole and then finds the whole underground. The underground area where Leprechaun hid his gold.
This is where one of the continuity errors they talked about. First of all, he drops down in, and the director was very pleased with the set. I guess that was a set built in a basement of one of their locations, that like stone cobblestone tunnel with stuff hanging down.
It was a pretty cool set.
Yeah, so she gets the box of gold and has a candle in her hand, turns around to leave, and like has the candle. In the next cut, she has the candle but no box, or maybe nothing at all. And then the next cut, she has the box but no candle in her hand when she meets back up with Rory.
Yeah.
And when she meets back up with him, that's just in like a different basement with a light above their head on location. So that's fake daylight.
That scene did look weird. Like, wait, the candle's lit now. Oh, wait, now it's not lit. Oh, where's the gold box? Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep, it was weird.
So,
but then, yeah.
So, yeah, I was sort of going back to the Bloods rolling up and watching, and also while they were in South Central, Warwick said there were, like, not many times, probably a few times where they'd be filming, and then all of a sudden you just start hearing, like, a super loud argument in a house nearby that would then come out onto the street.
What?
Yeah.
It would escalate onto the street.
Yeah. It was probably just like, crack argument, like between a guy and a girl or something.
Buddy. Fuck you, bitch.
So
let's take this outside.
They said there was a lot of gunshots that night that they were using on set, and most of the gunshots that night were theirs.
Oh, nice.
So some weren't.
I guess so.
Somebody shot back.
Just a lot of and then all the shopping spree filming. The girls were in Beverly Hills and they did like guerrilla filming. They didn't have blocked off anything, so everyone's just watching them. Once again, we talked about them doing that in part 2 when they were when you had the old guy. I forgot his name already. Anyways, horror tours guy.
Oh yeah,
seems like such a long time ago.
Yep. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I was like the other day or a couple days ago, I was watching one of these or the featurette, and they were like, "Oh yeah, in part 2 or in part 1," and I actually had to like pause for 30 seconds because I forgot like what even part 1 was. I was like, "What was even?" And I was like, "Oh, Jennifer Aniston. That's right. Okay,
that's right. That's like the only thing for part 1 is Jennifer Aniston."
Goodness sakes!
I like couldn't remember what was even in it or was about. And part 2, like I was like, what wasn't? I kept thinking that like In Space was part Well, it is part. No, part 3 is Vegas. See, I'm already getting them mixed up. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I'm still jumping, or maybe we're still this early in the damn notes. When
but they did the close up of Rodeo Drive there too. So maybe they took a trip down there or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need some B-roll to let everybody know we're actually in California.
Yes,
yeah,
they
exactly.
did film this whole thing in LA though. They used Lacey Street Studios again for a couple things, which we mentioned. They used the entirety of the studio they used the studio for the entirety of the last film. So like the kitchen where they're in, where she's looking, Lisa, and then she looks again, like the cupboards are all open.
Mm-hmm.
That was
some paranormal shit there.
Yeah. That was the same kitchen / room that they filmed part 5, like the blind mom in when they come in, and she's like, "Is that you?" And she's feeling him around. Are you virgin still? Like that. That's the same.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the same room. And then the director said that they also filmed that movie Catch Me If You Can. They filmed some scene in there too. So.
And the guys filming Catch Me If You Can were like, oh my God, this is where they filmed the Leprechaun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So cool.
I guess they filmed just like thousands of movies in those studios, and the studio is big, and it has like every kind of room you could want. It has like an office. It has like a clerk's like checkout stand. It has like a kitchen. It has all this stuff. So, yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
So, also in the beginning, like sort of towards the beginning, the sex scene between Rory and his girl or whatever. You know, it's like towards the beginning when she sort of like grabs his crotch.
That was
it's just too aggressive.
They said that he's wearing a cup in that scene. I don't know. Like, why would I don't know. I just don't understand why you would have to wear a cup.
Something went wrong. She grabbed too hard, so they had to have an athletic supporter.
Maybe he kept getting like a raging boner, and so she had
possible.
Yeah, so they had to keep it down with a cup.
Maybe he just didn't want her to grab his junk, so he's like, "Well, I'm wearing a cup because I don't want this girl to grab my shit."
Maybe like his girlfriend was on set.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, she better not be grabbing your junk."
They had to. Never mind, that's a dumb joke. They had to have Judd wear a cup on Pet Sematary because every time a kid came within 10 feet of him, you know, raging hard on.
Backside
it's just bad.
Yeah, just bad. That was
bad.
bad.
I used to wear a cup.
Judd.
I played catcher.
Let's see. I already talked about some of this shit. He did. So I will say that I know I talked about how I love some of the seriousness of the Leprechaun, and I wish they would have made a whole movie like that. But there was some cool, funny parts too that weren't cheesy that I thought were good. For instance, I think the whole where they're both in the kitchen. I think that was pretty funny. Where he's high as fuck and he's like in the kitchen trying to get food and
Jamie, yeah.
And it was very choreographed. They said that they went over that. They ran it like just dozens of times. And Warwick was doing his own falls and everything, and said that he didn't notice at the time, but he woke up the next day and like he couldn't move his arm because he fell. You know, he passed out or whatever, quote unquote, fell on the ground so many times without really even catching himself that
he caused some kind of damage to his arm.
Yeah. And he said that there's a ton they didn't include in the fridge scene. So where he's looking in the fridge and he's
yeah, that was cool.
He's like throwing food behind him, and then he tastes the butter and then all that. He talked about how there was some stuff that didn't make it in the cut. Like he tries some like hot jalapeno peppers, and then he like puts the mustard down his mouth and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. How could you cut that out?
So a lot of that got cut out. I just pictured Dumb and Dumber with the ketchup and mustard. This helps. Yeah,
that was
and then
shot from inside the fridge though when he peeks inside the fridge.
And he did say that all of that was improvised. Like they just said, you know, open the fridge, we've stocked it with shit, and you can just start doing whatever you want. And so they just let him go for a while, and he was trying all kinds of stuff, and they kept doing it over and over again. So
that was the first kill too. Before that, he shoves the bong right in the guy's stomach.
Yeah.
Gets high, and then that's when all the shit goes. That's when everything kind of starts escalating.
Yeah.
Before the Lisa kill.
And the director did mention that it's mainly after he gets his eye stabbed with the razor with a shaver that he wanted the leprechaun to like take a turn and stop fucking around and get more serious about killing them, which he sort of did. And they did make a point that really this is sort of one of the only ones where he kills a few people for no reason or just for revenge. And I think normally he just kills because it's in the way of his gold, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, they even like had that one scene like, we're going to give your gold back or we have, and he's like, this is for revenge.
Yeah, exactly. There was that. There was the fat lady getting massaged that he killed for no reason.
That's when we see his feet.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's when and this is the only one you see his feet, like Rob said. So Gabe Bartolos did the effects once again, of course.
Nice.
And they put these things on his nails, and then he airbrushed veins and made it match the skin tone of the face and all that. So it worked nicely. Anyways, moving on to my notes here. The hydraulic car, I guess, didn't really work a lot of the time.
So it was actually a real lowrider.
Yeah. And so one of the it's mainly you see it in action. Well, you see it in action when he's stuck to the bottom, but also when they pull up and they see Rory like doing the drug deal, and they're like, "Fuck that guy," you know.
Yeah.
And it like raises there, but then it goes down or it raises again. Well, one of them it was a reverse shot because it had broken again that day, and so they had to reverse it raising to make it go back down or something on in the film.
They didn't have enough money to buy like a legit car.
No, they kept saying that was a budget constraint, that
I bet
certain things wouldn't work on certain days, and you wouldn't be able to have another day to reshoot it when it was working. So yeah, it's
all that CGI blood.
Yep,
yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
One of the other CGI, I'm going back to Lisa's death, is when he breaks down the door, the bathroom door. And kind of like a Shining homage there. He sticks his head.
I have that written down where they didn't use the words homage, but they did say in the commentary, our Shining thing there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I totally got that.
And Warwick did say that the first time he went to go punch through the door, it was, I guess, what they call like a breakaway door panel or something. And the whole panel just like flew right out, so they had to do it again.
Nice.
Yeah.
That CGI aerosol can to the lighter though was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
That was bad.
Oh my god.
That was like Amityville 3D bad when the monster comes out of the basement floor and burns his face.
Oh yeah,
that scream that he does.
The swamp thing looking monster that's under the floorboards, right?
Yeah, that was so bad.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, so, and then after that, you know, she turns around and he's in the tub then, and they have some sort of like steam machine in the tub, and he said he had to lay in there and got burnt a bunch by the steam machine while he's waiting to jump out at her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that was actual steam, okay.
They only had one, speaking of the razor to the eye, they only had one day that all that salon stuff, everything within it was 1 day. And it was a jam-packed day. So that was like, it was the eyeball, the green blood everywhere, her killing, or whatever. There's a killing before that, isn't there? Maybe not. Oh, yeah. It's the massage. Yeah.
The
killing of the massage lady, that whole thing. And so yeah, it was a long day. He said that it was tough to run away with all the green slime on the ground, barefoot, slippery as hell. And yeah, it was just an effect heavy day, and they only had 1 day to do it all. So super busy. Yeah, I'm still fucking talking here. I get through all these notes here. I had a lot of notes, man. Shit.
I don't know how you had this many notes.
I'm like finally to the part where it says homage to Shining. They are in order. We just were jumping around. Homage to Shining and watches her die in the bathroom, which was so fucking awesome. I just love that.
That was good.
That redeems the CGI fire spray. The scene after that when she gets killed, that was really, really cool.
And what I didn't finish saying before is that there are some good comedy moments that I thoroughly did enjoy when he talks to the gangster's wife on the phone. That was awesome.
Funny.
You know?
That was towards the end when his phone keeps ringing.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but yeah, it is towards the end. But yeah.
That was funny. Yeah. How tall are you? I'm about 3 foot something.
3'6", which is his actual height.
Oh, really? He is 3'6".
Yeah.
Nice.
He's like, I make up for it in other places.
Like, why would she be asking these things? She doesn't even know who this guy is that randomly answered her boyfriend's phone.
I've got red hair and a nice smile.
Yeah. Oh god, that's great.
So they're in the scene sort of around this time where they realize that the gold like replenishes itself, and it's probably not going to help to get the gold back. And so, I guess I think it was the two guys that had food poisoning while they were filming this, and literally were throwing up in between takes. And there's a couple times.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was horrible. There's one time specifically where you see Jamie sort of disagree and like walk off frame with just this look on his face, and the director he just walked off and puked right there.
Oh
yeah,
it's all that organic oregano that they're smoking.
Yeah,
fucking with their stomachs.
And right after that was like the stupidest fucking part of the whole movie. Rory walks up to that picture on the counter, and he's like, I don't know what he says. But, you look, just the way it's set up, you're like, oh, that must have been like 4 years ago in high school, And she's like, can't believe that was only 4 months ago.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like at prom or something? He looks like he's 30.
It's like, wait, you guys just broke up 4 months ago? And
what are you guys, what are you supposed to be, 18?
Yeah, 16, 18, what's going on here?
Picture, yeah.
And then
they're in their mid-20s.
They look at that for like 2 seconds, say that dumbass line, then he instantly says, I say we give the gold back. That's our only play. You were right. Like, instantly changes his mind on the spin of a dime. I'm like, what the fuck? Obviously, it turns out he was not telling the truth, but still.
Stand your ground, man.
Yeah.
And then I don't get it. Like, they dump out the gold, but then it replenishes itself over and over again.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay. I mean, that never happened before, and it didn't happen the first time they did it. So
it's a new thing.
It's just magic. It's magic.
I think it was sort of. I heard the director say something like, "It's." I don't know. Maybe he wasn't really talking about that. What I thought is maybe it was like the leprechaun saying, like, it's not even about the gold now. Like, you're fucked. I can have as much as I want.
Yeah.
But. I don't know. But anyways, so shortly after that, they take off, and we see the leprechaun. They run into the police under the bridge during the day. And that's when we see, him rip the leg off and rip the heart out. Or not the heart out yet. It's the leg off.
And then he uses the leg to drive the cop car.
Yeah. And they did bring up a point that this is almost one of the only times we ever see the leprechaun during the day.
Oh.
Yeah.
And once again, they said it's because they didn't have enough money to shoot that part at night. Which I don't know how that costs more money. I guess lighting. You had to get a grip truck on there to do that.
It seems to be that there's just like a lot of wasted money in movie making, because you're looking at like some of this stuff. You're like, yeah, you could probably get that done for a couple $100, right? Or maybe have a friend help you out. Like, what is going on with this?
I know a couple guys could have set up some floodlights.
Yeah, easy. You call your dad. Everybody's dad's got floodlights somewhere.
Yeah,
I know my dad does. He's got a whole collection of them.
And now Rob's probably going to start one since he has a toolbox.
Yeah, I got ultimate tool chest. I'm going to Lowe's this weekend to get.
Got it for your birthday. Fuck yeah! Love floodlights.
Yeah. Then
we have a whole can of blood that we could have just used and helped them out with that.
That's true. You could
you're in the movie making. Can't you just like, hey, anybody have like a couple of gallons of blood we can borrow? It's like somebody's got to have some in their garage somewhere.
Yeah.
We got some liter.
We do. We have like a gallon. So
ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyways, after that, he drives the cop car to the meeting, which is an awesome part. Like that was pretty dark too, where where the leg steps out, then it falls, and then he steps out.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like that's pretty cool. And then he walks up, and there's this whole exchange.
This is where he gets beat up a ton and wears out Watson.
Wears out Watson, who they said was actually a Golden Gloves boxer, but I think it's pretty easy to be that. I think like high school kids are Golden Glove boxers. Anyways,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but
all state.
Yeah, I think it's like you just have to like you can do it when you're at a young age and you just go win some matches and you're a Golden Gloves boxer. Anyways, so there's that whole part, and then it morphs into the car, not car chase, but just him hanging onto the car. And the way they did that is they had wood attached to the bottom of the car hanging down, and he was laying on the wood, and there's a green screen behind him. But he had to act out all the bouncing and the moving around and all that stuff. And then when they do the live shot car scenes, there's like a dummy attached to the car.
Oh yeah, you could tell that for sure.
Oh, definitely. There's some dummy parts in here. You can definitely tell there's dummies in a few parts.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the money for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. There's the part, I mean, at the end where he falls off the roof. There's where he jumps down onto the top of the elevator. That's a dummy. There's a lot. So,
yeah. No.
This is when they then turn to the psychic for the answers.
Esmeralda.
Yeah. They go up there and they pull out the 4-leaf clover to help them, and they had to digitally add the 4th leaf because they couldn't find a 4-leaf clover.
Why didn't they think of that?
You could probably just go to any magic shop or something and find. This is just lazy.
Well, Warwick did say he recalled in the very first one when they had to get the 4-leaf clover in that patch.
Yep.
That they actually physically glued another leaf on to make it a 4-leaf clover.
Well, I mean, there you go. Maybe he should have chimed in.
Maybe he should have.
That's a good thing that Jamie had a 4-leaf clover left in his weed bag. And then who would have thought of it? You crunch it up and you melt it into hollow tip bullets.
Yeah. This is like something John Wick would do.
Exactly. He had a ton of bullets.
I'm not even going to mention John Wick in the same podcast. This is terrible.
Movie.
I know.
Back to the Hood.
Well, and the damn gun, he kept jamming, or he ran out of bullets twice. I don't even know.
Kept jamming because Jamie has a line. Jamie has a line before that. He's like, "Why'd you buy that junk? It always jams."
Oh, that's right. So
it jams a bunch of times.
That's some writing right there. A little bit of lazy writing. They're like, we have to have a reason.
That's what we call in the writing biz exposition.
Talking the script.
That's right. Talking the script, which is for amateurs.
And then the viewers are like, I wonder if the gun's going to jam.
Only professionals write scripts and take pictures with their arms crossed to make their guns look bigger.
Yes.
We're talking that's just how my guns are, bro. I get gains with a Z. I don't know what kind of gains that y'all get.
I'll have you know, I get gains with 3 Z's.
Well, nobody gets gains like Derek Marr, so it doesn't matter.
Except for Erica.
Yeah.
Talking about
Derek's wife, soon to be wife, right?
Yes. Congratulations. I think we congratulated him on the engagement.
Yeah, that's been like 6 months now, I think.
I know. I just can't remember, but congratulations. They're definitely cult classic elite.
I wish my wife would watch horror with me like you guys watch horror together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, back to my notes because I'm almost done with them. The furnace.
I don't know how you got that.
The furnace in the basement was made of wood, and they had trouble with it almost catching on fire because it's made of wood, and they had a fire.
Well, yeah, wood does burn.
Yes.
I don't get how Emily can throw the leprechaun in the furnace, but he has all these powers, but he doesn't use them, but he just ripped off a cop's leg and then she throws him in there.
There's a lot of
hassle.
That. Even in the previous movies where at any point he could just snatch things with his telekinesis.
Yeah,
this is true.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. He doesn't use it at all for this one.
So yeah, that was made of wood. And then finally here we are at the end. He burns up. We think he's dead, but the rainbow brings him back. And then the gun jams, blah, blah, blah. But then she shoves him off the roof, and he falls.
No. The gun finally unjams. He shoots him just enough with the clover leaf, hollow bullets. And then he's about ready to revive himself and come back. But then she hits him over the head with his gold chest, and that does the trick.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yes.
Finish him off.
So that makes him fall into concrete, which was actually some kind of food thickening substance that was freezing cold, Warwick said, and was like actually impossible to sink in. And so they had a handle at the bottom of that shit that he hooked his foot on, and he could like barely pull himself down. Yeah.
So he did his own stunt for that.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a dummy they drop off the roof, and then if you watch, it cuts to him from falling in from about like 2 feet above it.
Yeah, okay.
So he falls in from just about like you're jumping off the side into a pool or something, and then he sunk himself in, and the director said that literally they used the entire footage and cut. And right after they cut, he like popped right back out because he barely got himself all the way under, then popped right back out again. It was freezing, and he said it wasn't pleasant, obviously, and that was the last thing they shot that night. So they hosed him off like right after that, and
like some kind of dog.
Yeah,
stand still, Warwick, whilst we hose you.
We're gonna hose you, which I don't really approve of this death because why didn't he just get out of the cement right after he fell in it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not hard yet.
Yeah.
It seems to be like a cop-out for a lot of this stuff with the whole budget situation. You know, it's like, oh, well, why was this scene so crappy? Well, we didn't have budget. It's like, well, you had the budget to get some random food mix thing. Like, I just don't think they thought this through. I mean, I think this is what we call in the business bad filmmaking.
I think they wasted the whole entire budget, and they still had like 30 minutes of movie to shoot. They're like, fuck. Well,
yeah.
You just can't get out of the concrete because it's for some reason.
It's just
okay.
I don't know.
I mean, and like the gold, and I don't know. I'm actually considering watching the new Leprechaun that's on I think it's on Amazon right now.
Well, we are going to watch it. It's part of this whole I thought it was Origins. Or is there another one?
Yes, that's right.
It's Origins, right?
No, I thought we were done with this.
No. We got one more.
But that's not a cult classic.
Oh, come on. We got to finish out Leprechaun as the last one.
That is true. It is. Apparently Warwick Davis,
he's not in it.
No, but didn't he say it was good or something?
I think it's Leprechaun Returns. Oh, no, that's the TV movie. There's a TV movie 2018.
What?
Leprechaun Returns. Yes.
Okay, I'll let us leave that one out. Although I still feel like we're not finishing it.
But then
I kind of want to watch the 2018 one.
Okay, so Leprechaun Origins is 2014. And then
I vote to skip that.
No, I got it in my set.
And then Leprechaun Returns is 2018.
I can't skip it. It's in my set.
I want to see 20. Well, fine. Then we're doing two more because I want to watch 2018.
Maybe we'll do two more then. Fuck it.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't care.
Yeah. So one's
I don't care.
2014, one's 2018.
I don't
fucking care. I don't fucking care.
You're not threatening me. I'm a grown ass man.
I'm a grown ass man. Last note. This was supposed to be. Stella's yelling for me.
Is it Stella?
Yeah, it's Stella.
I know. I don't hear Elliot. Why isn't Elliot?
I don't know. He might be sleeping. I'm not sure what's going on.
He doesn't seem to be loud.
He's loud sometimes. Yeah.
Stella knows what's up.
Yeah. So this first one, this was supposed to originally be not in the hood, Back to the Hood, but on spring break. Leprechaun on spring break.
Oh, that would have been so much better.
And the idea was that he was making his way back to Ireland with his pot of gold on a ship.
Downtown.
And then the ship would crash and the gold would go into the ocean and would float to like a tropical island where he would follow it. And on this island was like all these rich, overprivileged kids having spring break. And then then that would be the setup, and they were led by like this bitchy girl, and for some reason the studio was like, I guess maybe they had good numbers from In the Hood, and they were like, okay, great, just take your story and put it in the hood. And he's like, well, it doesn't work, so he pretty much just had to rewrite the whole thing.
Yeah, because you gotta love producers. Yeah. Wait, this sounds great, but that one about those those gangster children did so good. Bob, give me the spreadsheets on the Hood. Yes. Yes, it shows right here. If you can see in column B, we have to go back. Can we get a ship in the Hood? God.
Can we get a schooner in the Hood? With sails?
Is there any way we can somehow get a Carnival Cruise Line in the Hood? Like, no, it doesn't work that way.
So. No. Come on, but that's what's in right now.
No.
Yeah,
Get one of those cars that bounces up and down.
So that concludes all of my notes.
But and I a little note on to add to that. Rob Spira, the director of In the Hood, Leprechaun in the Hood, was involved with this project at first, but then the storylines that you just mentioned was what he was involved with. But then, obviously, the positive reaction to the first film, to Leprechaun in the Hood,
was good. You're typecasting me here. I'm more than just a Hood director.
And the producers, it's just that it'd be Back in the Hood again. And then the Spear's like, well, I don't want to rehash the last one that I did, so I'm out. And then that's when Steven came in.
Yeah.
So I can explain why Warwick's not in the next ones if you want. I'm sure people have looked it up already. But
do it.
So he quotes is, you know what, we did 6, this is what he said, you know what, we did 6 Leprechaun films, and around Halloween, people always watch them and love them. Horror is an interesting medium. I think it's different when you have kids. You look at horror in a slightly different way. Since I finished the Leprechaun films, I had kids, and I see the world through their eyes, and to be in a horror movie right now is probably not quite right. I will wait until my son turns 18, and then I'll do some horror again. So that's why he did not do the next one. And I guess the 2018, we'll see about that one too.
I wonder if it's the same guy for the newer ones.
Let's see. The one, I don't think it is. I think it's 2 different guys. Lyndon Porco is in Leprechaun Returns. And then the other one, Leprechaun Origins, is Dylan Postal.
All right.
So there's two different guys. Yeah.
Well, cool. Looks like we might have 2 more for you guys. 2 more Leppies.
We'll see. We'll see about the one.
So yeah, that was Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Let's move on to the next segment since we talked for a while already.
We did.
So
yes, we did.
What did you watch?
I only watched one thing, and it was Velvet Buzzsaw.
How did you like it?
I thought it was good. I think, once again, Gyllenhaal, brilliant. Just a obviously completely different character that he plays in like Prisoners, and just nailed it.
So versatile.
Nailed it.
Oh, he's so good in that movie.
Love Gyllenhaal
as Morph. Yeah. Everybody was good though. He crushed it. I mean, he's awesome. I thought the story was good. The ending was a little, but I mean, I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, you got the girl from Stranger Things. You got Toni Collette, of course, and she did a good job. And yeah, it was good. It was good.
I need to watch it.
I just get so overwhelmed when I sit down because since I haven't had time to watch anything whatsoever, when I finally do sit down, I'm like, oh my god, what? Out of these 38 movies, what do I watch?
Yeah.
So I just had to go for it and just watch it. So
I need to watch that.
So yeah, did you watch anything, Rob?
Besides Dances with Wolves?
I haven't watched that yet. I rewatched Autopsy of Jane Doe because it's on Netflix and it's such a good movie.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen that either. Have you seen that, Danny?
Yeah, I have. It's really good. It's creepy as fuck.
Oh man, it's on Netflix. You gotta watch it. Autopsy of Jane Doe. Okay. It's friggin' amazing.
I'll watch it tonight, maybe.
I know I watched something else. Did you watch anything, Scotty?
I did not watch a movie. I watched some TV shit, but I did not watch a movie this week.
Okay, hold on here. I gotta go back to my thing. Viewing activity.
I watched the episode of the Passage on Netflix. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. That was the other thing I watched. bug. The bug in here. I watched Silence of the Lambs again. There's just not really a lot of stuff out there yet. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff coming for rent on Amazon, but there's just, I mean, I kind of just went back and rewatched a couple that I knew I liked.
Nice. Well, cool, guys. Well, awesome. I think that wraps us up. So we'll be back next week with Leprechaun Origins. And I don't know that the disc that I have in my set actually has any special features on it. We'll see. So we'll see. You know, it might be a lot of opinionated stuff. If I do look at it and it has no extra features, then maybe we'll do a combination episode for the last one. We'll just do both movies.
That'll work.
Yeah. I'll look at that. If there is and there's a ton of shit, maybe we'll just have it on its own, you know. But we'll see. So
yeah, we're getting close to St. Patty's Day, so this is kind of perfect timing for these.
Yeah. Either way, get in your memes. Follow us at Danny Bone and at Scotty Bone and at O'Neilio 4Os at Cult Classic Horror at CC Horror on Twitter. Patreon.com/Cult Classic Horror to support us and help us out. Or to become a patron and get access to our Cult Classic Action Show, which we are planning out the next episode for all you patrons listening. We're narrowing it down. I almost think we're going to be doing Predator. We've talked about it, and we think that's more of an action than a horror. I think we're going to dub that Cult Classic Action and possibly cover that next and see if we can't sneak that in, maybe even this weekend or so. Definitely by next week. So
yeah, it'd be fun.
By like middle of next week. So. All right, guys. Cool. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Later, guys.
Later.
Don't you blame the movies. Movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.